Good afternoon, Grandmommy. How are you today?
Nice to see you, Amy and Christopher.
Okay,
Hi.
there's Chris.
Hi.
Okay, and we are going to interview Grandmommy, or just chat with us, to help us understand a little bit about her new hobby of green thumbs and her succulents in season. This is actually her kitchen. So you can see there's the kitchen, and then this is the space of growth. So Margie, take it away.
Well, I have always loved succulents. I used to have a rock garden with lots of them, but that became a little hard to manage. And so I started putting them in pots on my patio.
Should we go have a look at the
summer.
patio?
No, the patio is not worth looking at now.
Well, that's quite a patio.
No, but I've taken a lot out and removed them inside.
So she's not proud of her patio, but let's just have a look at the patio there. Just, you can be the judge of that. Alrighty.
So, I realized that the succulents that I was so crazy about were not doing well on the patio. So I started moving them in August, and I realized quickly that I didn't have enough windows to give them enough light. So I looked online, and lo and behold, I found a place where I could get these
I'm just demonstrating how you
down.
didn't have enough windows.
Well, I do have, but I had too many plants.
Too many
plants.
So that's a different problem than not enough windows. It's
Right.
too many plants. Okay.
So I found these wonderful, these are made just for succulents, although you can get different kinds of lights for other kinds of plants, but very bright LED lights, not too hot, and then there's a metal tray under here to catch any drips. And as you see, in this case, there are 3 layers to this, and I've got another one in the dining room.
How do you label these? Do you have, is this?
It's just started here. It grew this way.
But when you're referring to this is
I
actually
call this K1, K2, K3.
K for
kitchen,
and what's the
and
other?
D 1, 2, and 3 in the dining room.
Should we just go there now? So we're having a look at, whoop, there's our pantry. Let's just close that. And, oh, yes, I see here's D1, D2, D3. Ooh, D1 and D2. Actually, D3 looks like it's a storage space.
I haven't gotten, in fact, I would probably just make things a little looser back there and have this moved down here. But frankly, I was getting ready for the big party, so I had to interrupt what I was doing with my succulents.
So can you tell us a little bit about your
party.
daily ritual with your succulents?
Well, you don't water them very much. Do you know, when I grew up, they always said, you water your succulents only when it rains in Arizona, which is not very often. Which is pretty general, but if you overwater a succulent, it gets mushy and the roots rot. So you're better off watering it less than it needs, and then it perks up as soon as you've watered it.
I didn't realize this was a succulent.
If you notice, it has sort of thickish leaves. This is called string of hearts here, and but each succulent has its own needs, of course. And so one way, you see all the different kinds of succulents here, and I don't see any that need water right now. But if one clue that, say, this succulent would need water, this is a certain kind of jade plant, is if I could squeeze that leaf and it was soft, or if it started to get looking crinkly, that would be a clue that it wanted water.
Okay.
So, and that's what happens to some of these sooner than others. This one, for example, is never perked up, but this one has. So
this is what this should look like. That.
Yes, but so yesterday I watered it. I just sprayed that particular part, and I'm trusting that it will come back. I'm not sure it's going to survive, but there are certain ones like this plant whose name is Anna Campseros telefianstromum something.
Now, some have.
It needs more water.
It does look like it has some special needs.
It does.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the names of these? Because I know you enjoyed some of the names.
Some I don't know all their names, and some of them I won't know because I would have to look them up because I've lost the stick that came with them. But this one is a fun one. It's called the Devil's Horns.
Ooh.
And it took a while for it to perk up because it hadn't been watered properly. But you can see that. I think that's pretty cool. This is one of my grandson's favorites. It's called the Dancing Bones Cactus.
Dancing Bones Cactus.
Yeah, I'll put it in the light here and put it down to
Okay.
Dancing Bones. And when it came, it was very dehydrated and just drooping completely over and much smaller.
When you say when it came, where did it come from?
It came, most of them I've gotten in mail order.
Oh, mail order
From
succulents.
California, most
Okay.
of them.
They don't
Couple from
travel
other
well.
places. They do travel. This particular garden that I get them from
Does travel.
is very good. But then this one, for instance, didn't come from that one. Came from another place. This is called the Sedum pacificum. I think it's kind of cute.
Yeah, I recognize this from sedum outside. That
Right. Yeah.
that
There are a lot
stem.
of these are different kinds of sedums, but it came bare root with no pot and no dirt.
Interesting.
And it did not perk up right away. And so the lady actually gave me my money back because I sent her a picture after several days and it was completely down and it actually did lose some of its fronds. But then after she sent me my money back, I kept just watching it and I watered it another couple times, and it is going to live, but it isn't the beautiful plant that it was supposed to be.
Right.
It will be. It
Right.
will become that. This, I forget
What's this
what
one
this is.
called?
This is some kind of a sedum also.
Can you have some others in here that had some very interesting, something about a hair day?
Oh, yes.
Should we go and have a look at that?
Let's talk about this particular one here. I like, this is I think this is my favorite kind of plant. It's called a string of pearls. I think I better leave it here and you can just
Do it in the light.
Right, I think that's what you need to do.
Oh, that is
String
pretty.
of pearls, and it, I like it so much that I have about 6 of them now.
Yeah. What are the yellow flags for, Mom?
The yellow flags are to tell me if I have a flying insect problem. And here, obviously, I do not because these have been here a couple
Well,
weeks.
there's
Just one, but it's not. That one has been there for a long time.
Okay.
So,
and what are these little blue things?
that's to tell me that I actually watered that when I didn't water something else.
Okay.
So sometimes I water everything. Sometimes I water. This particular one was looking a little shrinkly, so I had to water him before the others.
I see.
That was a clue.
And go
no,
on.
that's all I need to say.
And
about that.
these are, I remember you buying this. This is in England, but this
A
is
baby
no
cup.
longer able to be drunk out of because look what you've done. Tell us a little bit
I
about
know,
that.
because it's a baby cup, and people don't use cups like this for babies anymore. They're cute, but
That
how
has
much
the-
better to have
the
this
little bee
beautiful
on it.
cup with a bee and roses
Emma
to
Bridgewater.
hold a beautiful plant. And so when I need a pot of this size, I can use this.
And can you tell us a little bit about the drainage and how you go
Yes.
about?
Well, because they don't like wet roots, you use a special kind of soil for most succulents. And you wouldn't put them in a pot with a peat moss based soil because it would hold too much water. So I get my soil from a place called Bonsai Jack.
Okay.
And
He's got label status, Bonsai Jack.
well, I have to know what's in there,
And that's
and
Bonsai
that's what it
Jack's
looks
gritty-
like.
gritty
That's the
mix.
stuff that I plant most of these plants in.
Now, but you've got other stuff here, don't you?
I do.
So
well,
let's-
those, when you pour water into this, when there's a drainage hole, it goes right through.
Right.
So it's enough to wet the organic matter in there, but it just pours out the bottom.
But that's not gritty mix. That's something
This
else.
is something. Then to make it prettier, or to keep insects from being hosted on the top, you put something called top dressing on, and you can have different kinds. This I don't know what this is called, but I call it grape nuts because it looks like grape nuts.
It does look a little bit, yeah.
This is pearl stone. Well, no, it isn't, because it's. Oh, I know. These are worm castings.
Tell
This
us about
is a fertilizer.
Oh, worm castings.
Okay.
So that's like another
Yeah,
story
no.
there.
Here we go.
Coarse sand.
Here, pearl stone. I've got some pearl stone.
And you've got coarse sand here. So when would you use coarse sand versus
Well, it just depends
Bonsai
on what I
Jack?
want to do.
Right.
It's
Oh,
this
those
is
are
a nice,
pretty.
pretty. And then I have one called jade stone, which I believe is under there.
Yeah, you do.
Jade stone. Now, that's my favorite.
Oh, very nice.
Very
Very nice. And then how do you choose? Is it mainly just a color coordination thing or a
It's just
contrast?
one of my whim.
So I can see
a little
you've
contrast.
got your jade stone there.
Right. It
And
depends
you've got your gritty mix, but it's actually smaller than gritty mix there.
I
You've
think
got your
it's pretty much gritty mix.
that's grape nuts.
Right.
Right. Okay. You see, I'm picking it up. I'm
You are, and this one doesn't have any because I can't even see the soil.
So why bother? Yeah.
Right. Right.
And then tell us about what are these little black things?
Oh, those are from outside. When I had lots and lots of pots on my patio, you don't want a pot to sit straight on the ground.
Right.
When especially when it's rain,
Right.
you're going to have rain, or it encourages insects to grow
Right,
under there
right.
too. So you prop up a pot. This is what you would do.
You prop it up with those
Yeah,
sort of
if
rubbery
this is a
things.
big pot, I would prop it up with some feet here to let it drain, have some air underneath it, and some airflow, and then
I'm
it
just
would be happy.
looking beyond here too, Mom. You've got lots of trays of soil and more rocks. And is
Okay,
that
well,
just
I've learned the hard way that if I have soil that's been outside, it's quite possible it can have nasty little insects in it. So before I use it in these pots now, because I had this bad, I'm just getting rid of an insect infestation. Before I put it in my pots now, if I'm using, well, this is not gritty mix, but I do it with gritty mix too. I put these in the oven at 200 degrees and just bake them for a few hours. And that kills, it pasteurizes the
Right.
soil or the gritty mix or whatever I'm using.
But do you
So
use
it
soil
kills-
in here?
Some not these. I've got some
out here.
other plants that I've been using that particular
Okay.
for all my plants.
You
for
didn't
a
tell
long
me about, there was another thing there in the pearl stone that wasn't pearl stone.
Oh, this is Dr. Verm's worm castings.
Okay, and what's
From-
that all about?
Well, have you heard about people growing roundworms to make compost?
No.
Well, you throw your garbage, and we did this many years ago, but we didn't keep it up. You have a bin outside, or you can do it inside because it doesn't smell. And you put your vegetable and fruit, produce messes, garbage in here, and then you have some roundworm starters that you get in the mail or whatever, and then you farm them. And when this is the stuff that comes out of the worms.
So is it worm poo?
What? It's worm. Well, it is like worm poo, but it's very rich in nutrients, and so
And
you can use this as a fertilizer.
And so you put that in with the soil that you've baked,
Right.
along with your gritty mix or pearl stone, however you want. So
Yes,
you've got,
yeah. But
you've
they
got-
don't need very much.
No. And I'm just gonna. It looks like you've got room for growth here.
I do. I got a little carried away.
You're
I
anticipating.
have lots of babies that are growing in the kitchen, and other, here, babies.
We'll look at the babies in a
other-
minute.
the other
It's
one.
It's the
Yeah, but
nursery, isn't it? It's the
I have
neonatal
these
unit.
lovely little demi-tasse. I think they're Spode. No, they're Royal Worcester. Anyway, some lovely little things that never got used. And now I can use them for little bitty succulents, can't I? Aren't they cute? And here, this is Spode here. I do have a couple of Spode. Isn't this nice?
That is. Did it break your heart to have to
No,
drill a
it
hole in
didn't,
it?
because they've been hiding in a cabinet for 50 years. And now I can look at them even here without plants in them. I can enjoy them.
So I want to go to the neonatal unit of the succulents and also talk to you about the invisible stuff that you've been using.
Oh, right.
So should we go in here and have a little look? Oh, we've got more containers here. We've got Bonsai Jack's more gritty mix. We've got potting soil and coconut cores.
Oh, coconut cores. This is, the stuff around the coconut.
Yeah.
They grind that up, and that's very good for plant babies. Well, we do have a mess here, but we've just had an 80th birthday party.
Right. So we'll just.
We are kind of.
That's okay. Don't worry. I'm
lost,
clearing.
Things are not usually quite this messy.
So this is the neonatal unit for and just tell us a little bit about what's going on here.
Well, there is where I'm going to show you. Just stay over there, and I'm going to bring you.
Okay. Just gonna
This
extend that we've got. There's the dishwashing detergent. Here's the kettle where you make a drink, but spread between dishwashing and tea making, we have the neonatal
roll.
unit and kitchen. Yeah.
Okay, here is Semper Vivum Pekingese.
Yeah.
This was the mother plant, and look what she's done. She has put out little feelers, and she's growing baby plants at the end. Now, in the wild, this will just overtake and maybe make a mound or spread out in the ground. But here, it's going to since I have a bigger pot, I'm letting it spread here. But then you can just clip one off, and then you end up with something that looks like this. And if you just put it down on, this happens to be just potting mix, but I have one here on gritty mix. Here. You just plump them down and they will start to grow roots, and they all have little roots now. I've not been taking care of these as much, but taking care of them means all I have to do is take a spray bottle and spritz them.
What's in the spray bottle?
This was a biologic thing to kill the nasty little flies. But anyway,
Okay.
I'm pretty tired of
No.
this.
Okay. Tell me about these little
And
creatures.
then this is what they do if you don't put them on the dirt. As these have fallen off a plant, do you see them?
Mm-hmm.
This looks like a string of pearls, and these are different kinds of succulents. Some of them will just automatically, this is what they do. And now I could put this in dirt or in the gritty mix, give it a little water, and under the lights, and watch this grow. This will shrivel up. That's the host leaf. And all these little babies come in. So this is
so interesting.
I haven't done anything to these at all but let them sit on this edge.
Yeah.
And here's another one. So those babies, some of them will never take off, but some of them do. Let me see what this is here. This one, oh, look at this. This is a host leaf that's completely dried, but some babies have come out. So I really, after all my guests have gone after this party, Amy's the last one to leave, Amy and Christopher. Then I will probably pot some of these up, because you can see he's ready already. He's putting roots down, and once I put him into some kind of soil, he'll take off.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Well, that is just brilliant. I wanted to. The last thing to tell me about is the nanopods. What do you call those?
Oh no, they're not nanopods. They're, first of all, let me show you what the nasty bugs that I've had in the past. Okay. Well, now, yeah, I'll show you this side of this. I stick these ugly yellow things. They're very, very sticky, and I try not to touch them, because then I get goo on my fingers. But do you see these tiny little
things? Yeah.
They're called fungus gnats. And they got imported from my garden before I knew that I should sterilize my soil. And so they were taking over. The gnats, what they do is they lay eggs on the soil. Then there's a series of things, larvae and pupas, and then they make into flies again. Oh, they're awful. And so I've been fighting them really for the last 2 months. And I've used two things. One's called Natural. That is a biologic that kills just the larvae.
Yeah.
So it's a microorganism that feeds on the larvae. So you're putting a live microscopic something or other into water that you water them with, and when they find a little larvae, they eat it up.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah.
And then even stronger than that is nematodes.
Nematodes, not
and
nanopods.
I will show you
okay. Nematodes.
I'll show you what the nematodes. I'll show you what the nematodes are in here.
So part of the, sharing space with our food sources.
Right. Well, they're completely non-toxic.
Right.
The natural and this is it. It comes in a little baggie like this. Has to be kept chilled. And it's supposed to last till sometime in December.
And there's 10 million in that.
10 million were, but I've only used maybe about half of it now.
Yeah.
And you mix a tiny bit of that into your watering can and wait 20 minutes for the little nematodes to wake up, because they've been chilled.
Right.
So after you let them wake up for 20 minutes or so, you mix up the stuff again, because they like to fall to the bottom of the can. And then you water, and I usually do all my watering on this island here, because, as I said, the water goes right through, and you keep a tray underneath. It takes a little while to do that. But this stuff eats even better than the other stuff. Kills those nasty little fungus.
And how much is that pack of 10 million?
This was about $50.
Oh, right. Okay.
But it's lasting me for several months.
I
think it's going to do the trick.
How do they breed nematodes?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
That would be interesting.
But it comes in a box about this big. That little pack comes in a box with styrofoam all the way around it, and then 2 cardboard boxes about this big full of I don't know if they're
like frozen stuff.
Frozen, yeah, it's frozen, and it's still frozen when I get it. This is the size of the freezer packs that came. Yeah, they were inside boxes, so it was. Yeah, these were frozen.
Right.
So it was kept cold when it came through the mail, or however it came.
Yeah.
Ups, I think. So anyway.
And
all very complicated.
Tell us a little bit about your daily ritual then, Mom.
Well, my daily ritual is mostly just talking to them and greeting them in the morning. Oh, I didn't tell you, they're on automatic lights over here. You want to get this over here.
You look happy when I greet you in the morning.
Okay, that's enough. He likes to make fun of me, but
happy wife, happy life.
Right, that's what he says.
Yep.
Okay, so come around this corner and take a picture of my all the way around, all the way around. Okay, now this
The
is a
electricity
timer.
supply?
Yeah, it's a timer.
Oh, right. Okay.
So each bank of lights, so I have 3 banks of lights on this particular one, is connected separately to this timer.
Right.
The ones on the left are on a timer that I've set up, and it goes on at 6 in the morning, it goes off at 10:30 at night.
Is this designed for plants?
It's, or whatever you want to put on a timer.
Interesting.
But
Okay.
the ones in the left column are on a timer, the others are on just
Plain.
plain. So
Right.
that, and you could plug a
Yeah.
laptop in if you were working on your laptop. Or
Right.
whatever.
These are very pretty with a little flower on them.
Right, isn't that a lovely flower? I can't even believe how beautiful that is.
Yeah. Oh, show me the bad hair day. You had
Oh,
yeah,
this is
another
one of our favorites. Okay. This is one of our favorites. And I bought it because I loved the name, but I do like the plant too. Isn't it fun to see? Can you see? Here, I'm going to put it here and you can take a picture of it. This is called a bad hair day. Why do you think so?
I thought it looked a little bit like devil's.
Devil's claw. Well,
Devil's
it
claw.
is. Looks a little bit like it, but and it does like water.
This
That's
looks
like
has
like
that
a little
kind
bit
of
of water.
textured.
It's not.
top, but is it
Yeah.
not?
Well, when I first got it, these were really crinkled, and I
Right.
thought it was because it had too much water.
Oh, right.
But I learned over several weeks that was really a sign that it needed more water. And
Right,
then I
okay.
read about it, and it does. It needs to be watered more often
Right.
than most of these others.
Right. Right.
So it's looking better, but it's still a little crinkly. I think that's always going to look like that. So don't you think that they're fun?
So, Mom, any advice for anybody who'd like to get into succulents? I mean, you've kind of gone.
I had help. There's a online. There's lots of help. There are videos on YouTube. There's a place called Succulents and Sunshine that I got a lot of information from, and then you find out from them where the good growers are, and it just doesn't stop after that.
What are some of your favorite shops? You've already mentioned Bonsai Jack's. and-
Okay, well, Bonsai Jack is where I get and you get it on Amazon, but the soil. But you can also look for pots on Amazon. But
I don't think you have a shortage of
I've
pots.
gotten a fun place for pots is to go to thrift stores or antique shops, and let me show you.
You got a diamond cutter, didn't you?
I got it. Yeah, I don't have one of them here to show you, but it's a hollow drill, so it's like a cylinder drill. It's very small. I mostly use a 1/2-inch drill, and it has diamond particles all the way around it, so that it goes through very hard surfaces and makes a nice round.
And what is the what's that machine in the middle with the white? It says catchy on it. What's that?
Catchy.
Middle tier, K2. There you go.
K2.
Yeah.
This is one of my attempts to get rid of those pesky fungus gnats.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be turned off during the day because but at night when the lights are out, this turns on, it's a purple light, it's an ultraviolet light.
Right.
And the flies that are close by are attracted to it, and look what happens. They come in, and there's a moth there too.
Really, you have attracted things. Catchy.
Yeah, but that's taken a while to
catchy.
do, and I'm catching many fewer now that I've started doing the other things. So that's what catchy does.
Yeah. And tell me, do the plants respond to your ministrations?
Well, it's hard to tell. But that doesn't keep me from singing to them in the morning and in the evening, mostly. And sometimes if I've gone to bed and I've forgotten to sing to them, I'll get up. Sing to them.
And it sounds like you've got a partner in crime here.
Well,
You know,
he's just being he teases me, and that's okay as long as he doesn't ask me how much it costs. I don't care.
Hey, how much did it cost?
Not telling. Not telling. But I got these at Gardener's Supply. I got just if anybody wants to know.
What? How much you need there, baby? I'd like to make a contribution to
You
you.
already did. I already told. Listen, Amy.
10 nematodes.
Come back to me. I want to tell you. I've already told him. Once I got this first one, I said, "You don't have to buy me any more forever. Birthday presents, Christmas presents, anniversary presents. You just don't need to think about it. No cards."
Just say nematode.
And then when I realized I didn't have enough room here. And had
Say
to
that
get
again,
another
Dad.
one.
Take that to the bank.
So
Okay.
this is from Gardener's Supply.
Yep. Okay.
And a lot of these pots are, some are ones I had, some is pottery I've had around the house that I've put holes in. Some were my mother's. A lot were from Amazon.
I wish I could take one back with me, but I think I'd be breaking all sorts of agricultural.
All kinds of laws. And
Yeah.
you could buy them where you
I could
live.
start them.
You
I could
can.
start this because
But
I've
the
got
trick
I've
is-
got all the time in the world to do this. How many
I know
hours a
you
day
do.
do you spend to
Well,
these?
one day I did 11 hours. That was a watering and feeding and getting rid of those awful flies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That took a lot of time, but mostly it's just adoration and picking off the dead leaves at the bottom, which are perfectly normal. And it's just such fun.
Well, Margie, Mum,
Mhm.
I'm using all your monikers here. Thank you so much for
You're
sharing
welcome.
this hobby with you. It's been incredibly enlightening, and I'm sure that our family will want to have a look at.
Okay, but I
Some
want to
of
say
this.
one more thing.
Oh, one more thing,
I
yeah.
didn't stress. Succulents need lots of light. That's why I have this, because the windows are not enough.
Yeah. Well,
you
and
know.
again, I think we've established the windows are fine. You just have more plants than
Right.
windows.
They need actually more light than even the windows can get.
Yeah,
Some of them
okay.
do. The other is you have to have good drainage because the worst thing for succulents is overwatering.
Yeah, I have killed many a succulent, and
That's the reason.
I know now.
Okay, you just have to look for the signs that they're telling you.
Yeah.
I need water.
I'm thirsty.
They start to
Or,
to call to you, and you get to know the signs.
Okay, well, thank you so much for this installation of life with Mom and Dad, and I'm going to sign off. Thank you.